I'm a PhD student, not an alcoholic, sometimes both. It's fine, it's all fine. So what I've learned since starting my PhD is that PhD students are kind of like show dogs because we jump through hoops, we just want to get to the end. And if you ask me how it's going, my answer will always be rough. And you know, it's fine, it's all fine. I thought before doing a PhD that the words PhD stood for Doctor of Philosophy. How wrong I was, because it actually stands for Pretty Huge Despair. It's been my life for the past 11 months. It's been great, it's been great. And you know, my research topic is about childhood cancer. So you know, classically not a very funny topic. Tonight's not the night, it's fine, I'm talking about something else. So I'm going to talk to you today about imposter syndrome. Who's heard of imposter syndrome? Woo! Who's got imposter syndrome? Woo! Who doesn't have imposter syndrome? You can rub it in, why don't you? The rest of us are just anxiety crippled, jealous. It's fine, it's all fine. So if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically where you feel like you haven't earned to be in a position you're in, and you kind of feel like a bit of a fraud. And an example that I've struggled with recently is, when can you call yourself a scientist? Is it after an undergrad degree? Is it after a PhD? Is it after you've published your first paper? I just don't personally feel like I'm at that stage yet. And I went to a New Year's Eve party with my boyfriend, Sean, and he was introducing me to some of his friends that I'd never met before, and they asked what I did, and I just kind of paused, and he kind of really excitedly went, "Oh, she's a scientist." I just did this really awkward neck recoil thing where it's like, no, I haven't learned it. Stop. But it's stupid because I've worked really hard to get to where I am, and I should be able to call myself a scientist, but I'm just crippled with anxiety. It's great, it's great, it's fine. It's fine. See you staring at me, Anne, you know what I mean. So let's go back to the start. My parents like to say that I was made by science for science because I am an IVF baby. Woo, science! And they sat me down the week before I went off to university, and me being the dramatic bitch I am was like, I'm adopted, oh my god, they lied to me! It was fine. They sat me down and said, you know what, we got married and then we struggled for 4 years to have kids, and we had you through IVF. Now what's weird is I'm the eldest of 3, and I'm the only IVF baby, so I'm not sure if they just took a biology class or something afterwards. But my brother and sister are not IVF. And I thought that was a really cool fact to have about yourself. Like, I love science, I was all for it. I was like, yeah, go science, IVF, woo. My brother had a very different response, which was, did you keep the receipt? And he was at the back. Great. I still haven't forgiven him, to be honest. So I then went off to university. I did my undergrad at Newcastle. Woo. Done all my degrees here, actually. And while I was doing my undergrad, I had a few jobs. I used to take blood at the RVI, so if anyone stabbed you with a needle, that was probably me. I also worked at a paintball site, big up Delta Force Newcastle. Woo! That was really fun. But I decided that out of all the jobs that I had, research was the one that I wanted to do. So I then applied for a master's. I moved back home because I wanted to save some money. But that was where things started to get really tough, because from Monday to Friday I was doing my master's. On a weekend I was working, and I was also trying to apply for PhDs. Now, anyone who has applied or done a PhD before will tell you that when you apply for them, you just get rejection after rejection, and you know, it's really self-confidence boosting. It doesn't make you feel like you want to kill yourself. It's great, it's great. 10 out of 10, would recommend. So my mum came into my room one day, and again, me being a very dramatic bitch, I was just lying on the floor, literally like this. Because, you know, life would be boring without a splash of existential crisis every now and then. Woo! I like how someone cheered for that, great. And she said, you know, what's wrong? Everything's wrong! Did you get rejected again? Is everything okay? Don't want to talk about it, I'm not good enough to do a PhD. But you don't have to do a PhD, it's fine, there's plenty of other jobs. I can't go back to paintball! They make me dress as a banana! Dark times, it was fun, it was fun. Oh God, I forgot where I am. it's fine. Banana. So yeah, eventually I got onto a PhD course and I'm really happy. My project's great, my supervisors are great. But even then, once you get onto a PhD, all of a sudden it's like, out of everyone, they chose me. And was that the right decision? Did they regret that? It's fine. But, you know, there's highs and lows of every job. Some particular lows I can think of are getting a paper rejected the morning of the Christmas party. That was fun. Drank a lot. But everyone has different coping mechanisms to deal with stress during their PhD. Some people drink a lot. Other psychopaths go to the gym and boot camp. I have a very different approach, which is watching Dance Moms. I will explain. Has anyone heard of Dance Moms? Yeah. So for those of you who haven't, it's basically this reality TV show that follows this team of elite junior dancers, like little girls. Thanks, Sarah. And basically it's run by this absolute beast of a woman called Abby Lee Miller, who will just scream at these poor girls. And it's a shame because these girls are super talented, unlike the Kardashians, who just hit each other with handbags and that's entertainment. So these girls can actually dance, and they essentially go on stage, do competitions. God forbid they miss a pirouette or forget the dance, they just get screamed at, they get told they're stupid, they're worthless, all this. So my coping mechanism with how to deal with my PhD stress is, because I've realised as you watch Dance Moms, you kind of start to get really angry that this woman dares to talk to these like really cute, talented kids this way. So my coping mechanism is every time I feel like that little niggle of doubt, like I can't do this, I imagine it's Abby Lee Miller telling me. Because one more voice in your head, that's fine, that's normal, it's all normal. And she will say to me, "You're not good enough." I'll be like, "Well, I'm trying my best, can you just give me some time? Your work will never be published." That's fine. I can just cry and there's always gin, it's fine. Can't dance. That's the one I actually agree with, because as my work friends know, I definitely fucking can't dance. I'm not going to demonstrate because we'll all be embarrassed, it's fine. And you know, with this coping strategy, awkward and unusual as it might be, I've started to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I feel like I can actually do this. Because, you know, when these kids make mistakes, they get screamed at, and like everyone makes mistakes, because some people sign up for stand-up comedy gigs and then realise halfway through they are terrified of public speaking. Good to be here. Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Some good things have happened. I've recently passed my first year, which I was really happy with. That paper that got rejected got published as well, so that's amazing. I started to think, I can actually do this. This is all fine. It's all fine. Everyone's despairing. It's all fine. And again, I've started to think about what do I want to do after my PhD and starting to think more about my future. And me and my boyfriend Sean are thinking about moving in together, which is nice. Thanks. People have spoken. So, you know, my parents sat me down again. You know, like, how's it going? Rough. And they said, you know, we hear you're thinking of moving out. We're not rushing you out, but do you know when exactly? You can stay here, it's fine. And me, like the normal response to that is, thank you so much for letting me live with you. I'm so grateful, like, thank you. I'm just gonna stay for a bit longer and then I'll leave you. I was in a mood because I'm a cheeky bitch, and I just responded with, guys, I might just wait until you move out. Do you know when that's going to be? They're still just frantically searching for that IVF receipt. Good luck to them. Thank you, everyone. My name's Alex, and you know what? I am a scientist.